Hi everyone, so today I want to make an essential oil that I can diffuse and make the house smell like a Christmas tree during the holiday season. So we're going to be doing pine needles. I recommend spruce or fir to have the most pleasing scents when you diffuse them. So these needles are already pre-washed just to get any dust off of them. And then basically you want to pick off any dead needles, yellow ones. And then finally, you want to cut the needles just into small chunks like this, and it'll help release the oils when we diffuse it. There's no need to grind them or anything. Okay. Oh, and really quickly, in my other video, I did show all the equipment needed for a distiller. But basically you need the heater, the hot plate, the boiling flask. This is where we're gonna put all of this pine material. It's called the biomass flask. And at the bottom of it, there's a mesh filter so that your particles don't fall into the water. This is the still head, the West condenser. And when we connect these two pieces, we'll be using clamps. And I use this lubrication here around the edge, and that way it'll just be a better airtight fit between the two pieces. Another clamp will go right here, and this is gonna hook to the bottom, down here like that. This is the receiver, West condenser receiver clamps. We'll have a jar just to collect the hydrosol, and then we have our tubing. So the tubing is going to go from our ice water to the bottom of our West condenser, and then another piece of tubing will come from the top back into the ice water, and that's the return tubing. This is a small fountain pump, and this all came in as a kit, which is nice. I'll have a link in the bottom of a similar kit that you could get off Amazon if you'd like. Okay, so this is our product here. Beautiful pine needles. So I think I will go ahead and turn the hot plate on just to get it started. We'll just do medium high for right now. It takes a while to heat up, so we have time. Now the fun part is we're gonna put all the pine needles into here, little by little. Actually, I can fit more in there, so I'm gonna keep cutting some. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now let's turn this back up higher. We're going to use a little of this lubricant. Just around the edge. You don't have to use that much. Okay, place the biomass flask here. I rotate a little bit to get the gels to spread around. And then the next piece, the still head. Go up here, secure that. Basically every connection should get a little bit of this lubricant. Place the clamp on. Go. Make sure that's nice and tight. Okay, oops. The receiver. Okay, clamps off. Make sure this stopcock right here is turned perpendicular to the spout coming out. We only turn this when we're ready to collect the essential oil. The mason jar is going to go underneath this spout to collect the hydrosol, which you can also use for many purposes. I'll list them down below in the description. This is our ice bath. We're going to plug the funnel pump in. Place it in the water. Actually, before we turn it on, let's plug the hose in to the bottom of the West condenser. And this is basically going to cycle very, very cold water through the outer chamber here all the way up, and then it's going to return back in here. And it's going to chill the liquid. There we go, you can see it's going to go up. The inner chamber is where the essential oil and the hydrosol is going to flow. It goes from boiling to cooled. It separates down here, and the essential oil will stay in here, and the hydrosol will pour out. So, to make sure this is ice cold, you want to keep it as cold as you can. I'm going to put this chunk of ice that I prepared the night before in there. Make sure everything's good. Perfect. And now we wait. Okay, so it took about 10 to 12 minutes for the water to get really boiling and hot enough for the heat to rise. Up here you can see it condensing. When it passes through the cold chamber, which is cold to the touch, it separates. And down here you have the hydrosol, and this layer right here is the essential oil, which it's producing a lot. So I'm really pleased with that. Hydrosol is collecting in here. And I'll take, we'll get a closer look here shortly. Okay, here's the up close look. See the water boiling. You see all the pine needles. And then the steam at the top starts to condense. There we go. Here, let me back up a little bit. And as it condenses, it falls down. And this is the cooling chamber. It's actually cold to the touch. And as it comes down here, you can see this is the essential oil layer, and this is all the hydrosol. You can see how that works. And then we have our tubing that brings the ice water to the West condenser. And there you have it. I usually run this until I run out of ice. It's been boiling for about 45 minutes, and you can see it yielded a lot of essential oil right here, this layer. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the hot plate. So I put this dish under here because I want to collect all this hydrosol. Okay, so I'm going to turn this. I'm actually going to wait until it stops boiling. I don't want it to collect any more hydrosol when I collect the essential oil. So I'll give it 5 minutes to cool off now that I stopped heating it. And we'll come back to put the essential oil in the container. Now it stopped boiling. So I'm going to collect this hydrosol. I'm gonna go very slowly here so I can see the layer of oil and hydrosol down here as well. Okay, here it is right there. That's the separation point. There we go. That last little bit. Okay. Dump that in here. I'll list all the uses for the hydrosol down below in the description. Now we get to collect the essential oil. Okay, every last little drop, I see it. Okay, I'll measure it out. It looks like about half of the container. And there you have it. My house will now be diffused with pine essential oil. Remember, I recommend spruce or fir for the best, evergreen Christmas tree scent. Okay, hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you. Like and subscribe.